I've been playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 since day one, and after over 1,000 hours in the game, I think it's finally time to rank every single hero from worst to best. This isn't just a popularity contest. We're going to be breaking down how easy they are to pick up, how effective they are in matches, who counters them, and when they are each at their best and worst on the battlefield. So if you're new and wondering who to start as your main, you're in the right place. And if you're also a longtime player looking to roast me in my comments section, you're also in the right place. And don't worry, for you Sith Lords, we'll be getting into the villains in our next video, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. But with that, let's start at the bottom. At number 11, we have Lando Calrissian. Now, the first thing you need to know about Lando is that his Night Sniper is very poorly named. At long distances, you might as well be spraying your enemies with a water pistol, which is a shame because he's honestly really fun. His shock grenade is very useful and his smoke bomb works great with his night vision scope, but the lack of damage output from his pistol almost entirely negates that. While he can be very fun against infantry, against other heroes, you'll be allowed very few mistakes if you want to win any fights. Wouldn't recommend him to anyone new playing the game unless you're really looking for a challenge. At number 10, we have BB-8. BB-8 is actually pretty strong. His rolling charge is something to be reckoned with, and his cable spin can easily help with crowd control. He's a very bad solo, but as a support, he can do some decent damage. He can weave in and out of combat as friendly heroes draw attention from the villains. While his lack of solo capabilities keep him low on the list, he's not as bad as a lot of people say he is. As long as you know how to use him, he can be useful. At number 9, we have Chewbacca. Chewie can be a lot of fun in the right hands. He plays much better against enemy heroes than a lot of other blaster heroes do, but he's not perfect. His stun grenade is infinitely better than Lando's as it detonates on impact, and his bowcaster can deal out massive damage, even if it's been nerfed significantly since launch. His ground slam is also excellent if any lightsaber users get near you. The big issue with Chewie is that his bowcaster is only designed to deal this good damage at close range. But with Chewbacca's low health generation, that can often be very punishing. In the right hands though, Chewbacca can be an absolute menace to the other team. Up next in 8th, we have Finn. Finn is honestly a solid hero, although he's one of the glitchiest characters in the game. He's great in trooper modes, and when sticking close to his allies, his buff abilities are absolutely incredible support. Not to mention his literal aimbot ability is great against enemy heroes. Unfortunately, in hero modes, he is very weak. If you get caught by yourself, it's basically game over, which can make him very hard to play. At number 7, we have our bottom lightsaber hero, Yoda. Yoda is a very unique character for sure. His size makes him an absolute menace in trooper modes, making him almost twice as difficult to hit. And now that he can actually block blasters, it's seriously hard to deal damage to him with a blaster. Unfortunately, his damage output is really his weakest point, and while that's not much of an issue against troopers, you don't want to get caught in a 1v1 duel with another hero as him, as his low health and low damage output will get him outclassed 9 times out of 10. While Yoda's increased mobility does make up for it a bit, it's hard for me to say I'd pick him over any of the other lightsaber heroes. Up next, we have Rey. Rey is honestly one of my favorite characters to play. Rey is extremely elusive, with her insight keeping her off minimaps, and her mind trick being a death sentence to an inexperienced duelist. Not to mention, her baseball bat swings give her a massive hit radius and really allow her to create space between her and her opponents. She's a solid duelist and a great character for new players to pick up. Even though I wish her insight did a little more for her, the only reason she's really here is because I think the competition's just better. She's a very solid and well-rounded character though. Entering our top 5, we have at number 5, Princess Leia Organa. Leia is the perfect blend of damage and support. With her shield that actually recovers health of her allies inside, she's great at buffing. And her secondary fire and E11 make her an absolute menace in open spaces and against enemy heroes. Unless you're able to corner her, she's almost impossible to kill and one of the easiest blaster heroes for new players to use. At number 4, we have Han Solo. Han is probably the best blaster character in the entire game. His roll is one of the best at making him impossible to hit, and his reticle makes headshotting enemies a pinch. The DL-44 is one of the best blasters in the game for sure, and he can keep his enemies at bay by using his detonate charge and his charging ability to knock his enemies prone. As long as you're shooting, keeping the enemies where you want them, and always rolling, you'll pretty much master Han Solo and kill just about everybody. Entering our top 3, up first we have Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan is a defensive powerhouse. With the right star cards, he might as well have infinite defensive stamina, which makes him one of the best characters for new players in almost all situations. This, plus his all-out push, make him great at keeping choke points. His saber rush makes him very mobile, and his mind trick is just awesome. The only thing that goes against him is his offense. At times, dealing damage to enemy heroes can be rather tricky as Obi-Wan, but overall, especially for beginners, he's a great and solid overall choice. At number 2, we have Luke Skywalker. Luke is easily the best hero to start with in Battlefront 2, no questions asked. He's easy to pick up and extremely versatile. He's great in any situation and any mode. He's all about speed, as shown by his movement, dash ability, and the speed of his swings, which is the fastest of any character in the game. His force push and repulse abilities are great if you need to take a moment to reset a fight, or for crowd control in dicey situations. If you ask most people, Luke is the best hero in the game, and as a traditional Luke main, I am inclined to agree with you, but there's one character that I honestly just think he can't beat. And that would be Anakin Skywalker. Now, if you're talking on launch, Anakin is leagues above all the rest of these guys. He was honestly the lore-accurate version of himself, able to kill literally anyone he came across. While he's been significantly nerfed, it's still pretty clear to me that he is the best hero of them all. His blocking stamina is pretty solid, and his high health allows him to tank massive damage, even though he's an offensively focused hero. His pull allows him to target basically anyone he wants, and his push keeps enemies nearby on the ground right where he wants them. Passionate Strike is a great block breaker, and his animations are some of the best timed in the game, making him by far the best hero in the game. And let's not forget, of course, Retribution is still the most satisfying ability in the entire game. But what do you think? Do you agree with my rankings? Who would you move? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to leave a like. They help the channel so much so I can keep making these kinds of videos. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified whenever I make a Battlefront video, including our villain rankings, some beginner guides to the game, and so much more. With that though, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the Battlefront.